The winter air hung heavy in Pioneer Tech's modest office. Outside, Silicon Valley's gleaming skyscrapers reached for the sky like metallic giants, a stark contrast to our humble space tucked away in the corner of tech paradise. I stood facing Victor James, the newly appointed CEO of Tech Titan, whose cold eyes bore into mine without a hint of emotion. "Mike, let me be blunt," Victor said, his voice as sharp as a blade. "Using a Chinese factory is significantly cheaper and more efficient. Therefore, we're terminating our contract with you." His words crashed down on me like a winter blizzard, shattering my hopes in an instant. My heart hammered against my ribs. "You're kidding me," I managed, my voice rising with each word. "What are you talking about?" "I'm Mike, CEO of Pioneer Tech. Once an engineer myself, I now lead this company with the same passion I had when I built my first circuit board. The contract with Tech Titan wasn't just another deal, it was our lifeline." "Read the contract carefully," Victor replied, his voice flat and rehearsed. "It has a cancellation clause. We'll handle things accordingly." His emotionless delivery felt like a slap to the face. This wasn't the Tech Titan I knew the company James had built with integrity and vision. Chinese factories are cheaper and more efficient. Victor's lips curled into a smirk, a smug expression plastered across his face. "I'm not interested in doing business with companies stuck in the old ways of James's era. Times are changing, and it's frankly ridiculous that you haven't noticed. Companies like yours, small and outdated, are destined to be phased out." His arrogance was humiliating, a stark contrast to James's gentle and honest demeanor. My fingers curled into tight fists at my sides. "The trust James built, our hard work, and our groundbreaking technology, are they all meaningless to you?" My voice lowered, trembling with intensity. "James told us many times what matters most isn't money but trust and integrity. Always put the customer first. That's what he always taught us." I took a step forward. "Victor, you clearly haven't learned a thing from him." John, our legal counsel, stood beside me, a reassuring presence in the storm. "The contract clearly states the cancellation clause in the terms regarding compensation," he said firmly. "Tech Titan cannot ignore this." "We're suing them," I declared, newfound resolve hardening in my chest. "We're going to expose Victor's dirty tactics. We built Pioneer Tech, and we're going to bring this technology to the world. Victor has no idea how much hard work went into this. James saw our efforts. He believed in us. We can't let him down." The cold winter air hung heavy in the office, but within my heart, a spark of hope ignited. James's words and our confidence in our technology would be the fuel that propelled me forward. I wouldn't bow down to Victor's tyrannical behavior. I would fight for Pioneer Tech and our future. Back at Pioneer Tech's office, the air felt charged with tension. Luna's worried eyes met mine as soon as I returned. "Dad, are you okay?" she asked, concern etched across her features. That Victor guy was really scary. His cold stare and that arrogant way he acted like he thought he was something special. "I'm fine, Luna. Don't worry about me." I pulled her into a hug and gave her a reassuring smile, but inside my heart was a battleground of anger and anxiety. I couldn't let James's legacy and Pioneer Tech's future be taken away by Victor's greed. John sat across from me, his legal pad already filled with notes. "Victor's actions are blatant contract violations," I said, leaning forward. "The contract clearly outlines the cancellation clause and provisions for damages. Tech Titan should not be able to ignore this. James always upheld contracts. He would never do anything like this." "Of course, Mike," John replied, his calm voice a counterpoint to my agitation. "The contract is crystal clear. Tech Titan cannot unilaterally terminate the agreement. They're liable for damages." He set down his pen. "However, Tech Titan is a massive corporation. If this goes to court, they'll have a huge war chest and a team of top-notch lawyers. It won't be easy." I pushed back from the desk, standing up. "John, we're suing them. We're going to expose Victor's dirty tricks." My voice hardened with determination. We can't let Victor, a man who doesn't understand the value of hard work in the future James envisioned for us, take away what's rightfully ours. We built Pioneer Tech. We're going to bring this technology to the world. Victor can't possibly grasp the sweat and tears we poured into this. John looked up at me, his expression grave. Understood, Mike. I'll fight tooth and nail to protect your rights. But Tech Titan is a giant. The legal costs will be astronomical. Are you prepared for that? This could determine the survival of the company. We need to consider this carefully. His words pierced my heart. The legal costs were a major concern. Pioneer Tech was still a relatively small company. Battling a behemoth like Tech Titan would require significant financial resources. I haven't finalized a plan for the finances yet, I admitted, rubbing my temple, but we'll figure it out. We've overcome many challenges before we'll get through this too. I paced across the room, my conviction growing with each step. The trust James built, our hard work, and this innovative technology, we won't let some cowardly, money-grubbing individual get away with this. I have to show Luna and our employees that there's a future here. We won't give up. John's eyes locked with mine. This will be a long road. To win in court, we'll need to gather mountains of evidence and develop a meticulous strategy. And Tech Titan's legal team will be relentless. They'll stop at nothing to crush us. Are you ready for that? Absolutely, I answered without hesitation. We've faced challenges before and overcome them. We'll do whatever it takes to win this case, no matter how difficult it gets. James would be cheering us on, I'm sure. I turned to Luna and John, my voice softening. Luna, John, we have a duty to protect Pioneer Tech's future. We need to expose Victor's corruption and hold Tech Titan accountable. That's our mission. We have to fulfill our promises to James and our employees. Luna listened attentively and nodded seriously. Dad, I'll help. I'm part of Pioneer Tech. She clung to my arm, her young face set with determination. Thank you, Luna. You're a vital part of Pioneer Tech. Knowing you're here gives me the strength to keep going. I held her close, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. The future of Pioneer Tech was uncertain, but we would not give up. We would expose Victor's wrongdoings and hold Tech Titan accountable. That was our fight for James and for our employees. The lawsuit was a far more arduous journey than anyone could have imagined. Tech Titan, with its seemingly endless resources and army of lawyers, relentlessly pursued us. Their lawyers were like sharks circling and attacking without mercy. It felt like a tiny ship being swallowed by a colossal sea monster. Mike, winning this case will be incredibly difficult, John said after another grueling day in court. Dark circles ringed his eyes, matching my own exhaustion. You should consider settling. John had suggested this numerous times, his words a stark reminder of our disadvantage. Settle? Absolutely not. My voice echoed off the walls of our now quiet office. We're going to expose Victor's corruption and make Tech Titan pay for what they've done. That's our fight. We made a promise to James, and we have to protect the future of Pioneer Tech. We can't let someone like Victor trample on all our hard work. I refused again and again. We couldn't give up on the promise we made to James, and we had to secure Pioneer Tech's future. But the trial wasn't going as planned. Tech Titan's lawyers were masters of rhetoric and wielded a vast collection of evidence, cornering us at every turn. Luna found me late one evening, hunched over financial reports. She leaned on my shoulder, her voice laced with worry. Mike, if we keep this up, Pioneer Tech will go under. The legal fees are skyrocketing, and we're starting to fall behind on employee salaries. We won't be able to survive much longer like this. Her words squeezed my heart, highlighting my powerlessness. Luna, don't worry, I said, forcing confidence into my voice. I won't give up. We'll find a way. We've overcome many challenges before, and we'll get through this one too. We'll protect our employees, and we'll protect this company. I hugged Luna, offering her comfort, but deep down I was consumed by anxiety. Sleepless nights became the norm. I spent countless hours in the office, poring over documents, looking at Luna's and my employees' faces, and repeatedly questioning myself, Why did I start Pioneer Tech? What was the promise I made to James? Can I live up to his expectations? Then, a ray of hope pierced through the darkness. A company reached out, expressing interest in purchasing the e-cigarette parts that were sitting idle in our warehouse after the contract termination. Mike, the heating system components your company developed are unlike anything else on the market. David, the company's representative, explained with enthusiasm. His words conveyed a deep respect for our technology. They're essential to our new product, especially the heat resistance and durability. They're unmatched. He leaned closer, lowering his voice. Actually, it seems TechTitan e-cigarettes are having some major quality issues. They switched to cheaper Chinese parts, and now there are problems with the products. They're reportedly even considering pulling out of the market. Their reputation is in ruins. His eyes lit up. This could be a huge opportunity. David's words were a jolt to my system. Victor's arrogance could be TechTitan's downfall, and it could be our golden opportunity. The TechTitan situation could be a huge advantage in court, I realized aloud, and selling these parts could cover our legal fees. We might even be able to pay our employees on time again. Maybe even Luna can relax a bit. I felt a surge of hope listening to David. Thank you so much, I said, grasping his hand firmly. Your information and this deal are a tremendous help. We might be able to save our employees. We might be able to give Luna some peace of mind. I can't thank you enough. The funds from the part sale were more than enough to cover the legal fees. We were finally able to pay our employees. My fighting spirit returned. Luna, employees, I declared, standing before them with renewed vigor. It's not time to give up yet. We'll overcome this. We'll keep our promise to James. We'll pave the way for Pioneer Tech's future. Dad, we did it. Luna threw her arms around me, a wide grin plastered on her face. Our fight wasn't over, but a ray of sunshine had broken through the clouds. The future of Pioneer Tech was not yet lost. TechTitan's e-cigarettes have been found to have serious defects. The news report was like a heavenly chorus to my ears. Victor's decision to outsource production to cheap Chinese factories had resulted in major quality issues, and TechTitan was forced to pull the product from the market. No way. I felt a jolt of surprise and elation, as if a surge of electricity had coursed through my body. Victor's arrogance and his reckless cost-cutting had finally begun to bring TechTitan down. Luna, too, was visibly surprised and stood beside me, unable to hide her shock. Dad, this is a huge opportunity for us. I nodded vigorously in agreement. TechTitan's stock plummeted, and Victor's leadership was questioned. His reputation was in shambles. Victor was trying to use James's legacy to enrich himself and secure his own position, John said with a satisfied smile. But his rash decisions are going to send TechTitan into a freefall. Furthermore, in court, our arguments began to gain traction. The information David provided was a game changer. The evidence regarding TechTitan's defective e-cigarettes shocked the judge. Mike, this is a major turning point, John said, excitement breaking through his professional demeanor. TechTitan's defeat is imminent. If they lose the lawsuit, they'll have to pay enormous damages. Victor's wrongdoings will also be exposed. John's words filled me with confidence. Our fight was finally bearing fruit. Luna, employees. I addressed my team, my voice steady with determination. We didn't give up, and now we're seeing the results of our perseverance. We're going to expose Victor's corruption and make TechTitan pay for their actions. We're going to secure Pioneer Tech's future. We're going to fulfill our promise to James and to each of you. Dad, it's amazing. Luna clung to my arm with a broad smile. We're definitely going to win. Luna, employees, it's all thanks to you. I looked at Luna and each of my employees feeling a profound sense of gratitude. The outcome of the trial was still uncertain, but our fight was undeniably moving toward victory. Victor, I whispered, anger simmering beneath my surface. You mocked James and all our hard work, but you underestimated us. Pioneer Tech won't fall. We're going to emerge victorious. TechTitan's downfall was just the beginning of our triumph. Tech Titan is ordered to pay Pioneer Tech substantial damages. The judge's words echoed in my ears like the sound of heavenly bells. The courtroom momentarily blurred around me as the verdict sank in. Yes! Luna leaped into my arms beaming. The office erupted in cheers and applause. We had won. Our long battle was finally over. Tech Titan admitted to breaching the contract and acknowledged Victor's corrupt actions. The company was ordered to pay Pioneer Tech a substantial amount in damages. Victor was removed from his position as CEO and banished from Tech Titan. His arrogance and corruption had ultimately led to his downfall. John offered me a handshake, his eyes bright. Incredible, Mike. Your resilience and sense of justice have finally paid off. John, Luna, employees, it's all thanks to you. I'm so grateful. I looked at John, Luna, and the faces of my employees, feeling a deep sense of gratitude that almost overwhelmed me. Dad, wow, Luna exclaimed with pride. We really accomplished something incredible. Pioneer Tech thrived, leveraging the funds from the lawsuit and the sale of parts to grow even stronger. We had proven that our technology could make a difference in the lives of people around the world. Integrity and technological innovation are the true values of a company, I told a reporter during an interview. I truly believe those words with all my heart. David reached out to congratulate us. This is truly remarkable, Mike. Your company is destined to be an industry leader. Pioneer Tech received numerous partnership offers and became a leader in the industry. Luna, too, had grown tremendously as an engineer and became a cornerstone of Pioneer Tech. Dad, she said one evening as we stood looking out over the city lights, I want to continue working at Pioneer Tech. I want to help make this company even bigger alongside you. Luna looked me straight in the eyes, her sincerity unwavering. Of course, Luna, I replied, my voice thick with emotion. We'll build Pioneer Tech together, even bigger and better. We'll fulfill our promise to James and to our employees. I hugged Luna, my heart overflowing. The future of Pioneer Tech shone brightly. We would never give up. We would face adversity and forge our own path. James, I whispered to the sky one night, we kept our promise. I believe James would be incredibly proud of us. Through persistence, integrity, and unwavering belief in our vision, we had not only survived, but triumphed. Victory wasn't just about winning a lawsuit or gaining financial compensation. It was about standing up for what was right, honoring our commitments, and building something that would last beyond ourselves. As I watched Pioneer Tech grow, I knew that this was just the beginning. Our journey had taught us resilience, the value of loyalty, and the power of standing firm in the face of injustice. These lessons would guide us forward as we continue to innovate and build a company that James would have been proud to see. Sometimes, justice comes not as a sudden stroke, but through persistence and faith. Our sweet revenge wasn't in Victor's downfall. It was in our rise to become better than we ever imagined possible.